Also, everybody, we're waiting to see what happens with another big franchise because Warner Brothers, everybody, is really excited about Harry Potter again. And they really want to make something great with this. And I know there's a lot of controversy, and it goes back and forth with people. People want to see it, some people don't want to see it. We did 8 movies. They want to do 7 series. And that leads me to our feature story of the night. I should say 7 seasons, not series, but Harry Potter, everybody, is coming back. Harry Potter's coming back. We've talked about this before, but now it's time to get into it because Zaslav finally talked about it this week. They had a big meeting about it, about what they're going to do with it, where it's going, and there's a lot of hate towards this franchise because of J.K. Rowling. Of course, what she's come out with politically, what she's been fighting against transgender rights, and so like the whole narrative has changed a lot. But for Warner Brothers, you have this cash cow. They made so much money off Harry Potter, and they made all the rides and the spin-off. They built Hogwarts here in California. They built a bigger one over there in Florida, and then they have the video game. People are going nuts about it, but now we talked about this briefly, but let's get into it some more. They're going to do 7 seasons at least. They said 10 years of Harry Potter. 1 season per book. That's what they want to do right now. I'm guessing what they end up doing is actually spanning off the last book into 2 seasons to make it bigger. And this will be a big movement for Warner Brothers. Now, they just announced during their whole quarter-long meeting recently where Zaslav came forward and said, yes, we actually sat down with J.K. Rowling. He goes, I was in London a few weeks ago with Casey, who did The Boys. He did HBO. He's a Max chief executive. And also with Shannon, who's also another chief over at Warner Brothers. And they spent some real time with J.K. and her team. And both sides are thrilled to be, reinvigorating these franchises. They're going to have conversations about more and more about making something great. They want to do more Harry Potter, and they want to bring this to life for the fans in a bigger way than ever did before. And so the idea is 2026 is your first season on Max of Harry Potter. And again, recasting everybody, starting from scratch, getting back to the bare bones, the basics. Harry is a little kid, back at Hogwarts, training again, Sorcerer's Stone, season 1. This is a big move. They already talked about how the writer, Succession writer, Francesca Garner is involved. She's personally one that's involved with this too. Is supposed to be writing it, helping writing it. They're taking a group of writers too. They're commissioning a group of writers for Max to create pitches right now for the show. They haven't cast anybody yet, but this is moving forward. It's a 10-year process for the whole thing. And the first season, we finally know, is coming in 2026. I was talking to Jake Slanecki. He's usually on Mondays, everybody, friend of the show. And he's like, you need to grow your hair and be Snape. And I was like, I would love to be Snape. Get in there. But there's also looking at Kylo Ren for Snape right now. I keep hearing too. So I don't know if that's going to happen. That's not going to happen. But I could kind of see it. I don't know. But it's a big thing. And who are they going to cast as Harry Potter? Hopefully somebody young. Start over again. But then again, with the controversy, can this still continue? Will it hurt the franchise? Will it be fine? Will the power of Hogwarts prevail through it all? And people will be like, it's okay. But JK is very much involved. Will that hurt it? I don't know. Ron, what do you think about this? Harry Potter moving forward. You got JK involved. You got the controversy. You got new cast, TV show, a lot of stuff. Warner Brothers right now, Zaslav's been trying to make big bucks on stuff. And there's talk they're going to try to sell it off. Is this a money grab? Or is this something that's going to be great for Harry Potter fans out there and something amazing that Warner Brothers has never done before? And it's going to be fantastic to take this franchise into the future.
I don't see it as amazing at all. I see it as incredibly ambitious. And I mean, the product's there, but so many things, seven seasons. It's like, wow, what is going on? I don't see it being that big of a deal. Like ending up that big of a deal with people, with even the fans. Yeah. You get one bad season of a TV show, people might not tune in the next season. What if, a lot of people didn't like a certain book, the third one or whatever, they might not tune in for the 4th season.
It's very true. And that's the problem too with the TV show, Ron. You're right. It's like, you don't really know if the first season will hit. People will like the cast. People like, as a production standpoint, like, you think they're going to have these actors signed on for 7 seasons?
I don't see how they would. I remember I did a show as a reboot show, and I learned that they only signed the lead star. They only signed him for 13 because it was picked up for 13, sight unseen, and the other ones were just weekly players, and they canceled it the first night we shot it. First night we shot it, they canceled it. 13 episodes. He was the only one that was on contract.
Wow. I got Travis Mitchell here, everybody. Travis Mitchell saying, how's it going, everyone? As someone who disliked Venom 1 and 2 and Morbius, I'm shocked to admit I didn't hate Madam Web at all. Very entertaining. Welcome to Kruse Control, Travis. Thanks for saying that.
He didn't like Venom. I liked Venom.
But I like Venom too. But it just depends. It's a different personality, different thoughts. But Ron, it's very ambitious. And I think that you're right. We have no idea. American Horror Story did a thing, and I remember I worked in there for years. But American Horror Story did a thing where they signed Evan Peters, Sarah Paulson, and I think it was those two for 10 seasons. Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
It's insane. But the deal in the contract was this. If it goes 10 seasons, you're paid scale the whole time. If this is canceled, you get paid scale for 10 seasons. So as an actor, you think, oh, well, the script's all right. I'm not really doing anything big right now. That might be great. And this will probably be, and then they're saying their agents will tell them, it'll be canceled. It's not a big deal. And they end up doing scale for 10 seasons. And they were all mad towards the end. All mad because all the show did, how much money. Is that something they'll do with these actors, you think, too? Could they do something like that? I bet they will.
Oh, but of course they will. They'd be foolish to sign somebody for 7 seasons. That really freaks.
Slap of the base, Travis.
With American Horror Story, but Sarah Paulson was the show, so Yeah,
and then they left for a season. They came back with bigger contracts to do more.
Okay,
that's how it goes.
Okay.
That's how it goes.
Being upset because they did the whole thing for scale. Well, they took the job, so you can't be.
That's how it is.
Mad after the fact.
Yeah, but that's what I think they'll do with this too. Maybe it was I think it was 8. It was 8 seasons. I think it was actually I think it was 8 seasons, and they came back for the 10th one. I've had a few drinks, everybody, but regardless, I mean that's tough. I think we lost a Thirsty Daddy. Oh, the Thirsty Daddy one.
I was going to tell you, Thirsty Daddy left the building.
He had a bunch of screwdrivers. He went to go take a pee somewhere. But I think, though, the way it goes with actors, I think that's what's going to happen. They're going to sign these on, especially Harry Potter, Hermione.
Well, you gotta think a lot of these actors are going to be young.
Yes,
they're just getting into business, so they're going to pay them dirt cheap. I mean, they're going to be happy to be on a TV show.
Absolutely,
I agree.
I agree. Take advantage of that one. Yeah.
So you think that being young like that, because they're going to be super young, it'll be easy to sign these people for multiple years, Jordan?
Yeah. I think so, because it'll be the first thing they've ever probably really done outside of maybe commercials or something.
They won't be names. Yeah, exactly.
No.
They're going to be like 8 or 10 or some shit, right? So, I mean, come on. At least 8 so by the
Harry Potter, my first audition.
Yeah, was it? Didn't every book... I've never read the books. My sister has. Yeah, every book is a year, right? Yeah. So if you cast them as a legitimate age, if you take every season as a year, they should grow up with the show, so they'll be happy to do it.
Hey Brian, do we know how long the seasons are? How many episodes?
I think they're talking about 8 to 10 right now. They haven't officially said, but 8 to 10.
Okay.
Yeah. I think they're gonna end up being 10 from what I keep hearing.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the staple these days.
Yeah.
And so you do 10 episodes, 10 years. They're saying, I mean, think about these kids. They're not going to stop. They take a month off and then continue shooting. You know what I mean? They probably won't give them much time at all in between just to make the next thing happen. So,
right.
And I saw Racer X was asking about what's going on with the Cursed Child. Nothing right now. That would have been great to do a Cursed Child one. Just continue on that way, because the Cursed Child was an older Harry. But I think overall they just weren't about that. They want to reboot Zaslav, seize the money.
They're going back to the well. They're going back to the well.
Going back to the well. Going back to the well. I can't believe we lost the Thirsty Daddy at all. But so it's interesting to me, though. I think, though, if they're going to do this, honestly, this kind of makes sense because I don't think they had enough time in the movies to make this happen. I think in the movies it was so fast, Jordan. It was so fast. Like for a person that read the books, like I read the books, and I know there's controversy with this shit, but I read the books and I was watching before all this shit went down, and I was like, they missed X, Y, they missed so much. The Cursed Child one, or no, not the Cursed Child. This is my head. The Half-Blood Prince. It's all about Voldemort and like what he went through to become Voldemort, and you see him becoming like the snake creature, like he turns from a human to a snake human hybrid towards the end of the book, and you see his soul being stripped away. In the movie, you get like one scene, and it's like you miss the whole backstory of Voldemort. I think in a show, you can actually showcase this in a way you never could in a movie. I think that's cool with this. So maybe for fans of the books, this would be great,
I mean, I was dating a girl at the time. She read all the books. She loved the movies. I did not like the movies, but I never read the books. And everybody that read the book said, oh, it's so much better, so much better. But I seen a few of the movies, and I'm like, I could take it or leave it.
Yeah.
But like you said, you only have 2 hours. You have about 2 hours, 2 hours and a half to explain a whole 400, 500 page book. I mean,
yep. And I mean, that's the thing. It's not enough time. And there's also, again, like I said, the problematic thing too. It's like, I think this will cause them to suffer a lot of ways.
I think if they never did Harry Potter back then, like today, TV shows are viewed different than when Harry Potter came out. Like, I think if they attempted, they would, if they first approached it today, they'd be like, this is better as a TV show.
It would have been immediately. Yeah.
But back then they're like, oh, we need too big of a budget. We can't do this as a show.
Yeah. Well, I think if they would, you're right. If they did it today, Jordan, it would have been a show immediately. There's also the problems though too, and I want to address this too, because I know Lexi said it and I was going to say it too, is like it's like the whole thing about the trans movement. And there's a lot of people that are very mad about J.K. Rowling. She's been trying to put a lot of legislation out there trying to stop trans rights, and she hates that. And it's like, I think that's going to cause problems with this show. I don't know how big it'll be, but I think it will be big enough where it's going to be an outpour of people being mad about it. I mean, here's what I'll say again at the end of the day though about this is, like, if you're a creator, a writer, an actor, anything that's on screen involved with this, you're there for entertainment. End of the day, entertainment, Don't use that platform to hurt people. That's all I'm going to say. Don't use it to hurt people. If you feel that way, I can't stop you from feeling that way. You're an individual. You're a human being. I get it. We all can feel the way we want to feel. But don't you dare use that power to hurt people. And again, actors do it all the time. They get their political views out there. They think I have that. They get into politics, stop acting, do that. You're representing a brand. And for J.K. Rowling to go from her car to this, like your brand it made your life. It made your life. Don't ostracize your fans and calm the fuck down, girl. Like,
so true.
I just got a problem with, like, you're an actor. You're there for entertainment. Most of your interviews are going to be about the movie you're going to be in.
Yes.
Or why do you have to get on your soapbox and just bring people down?
Right.
That's not what you're there for. That's a lot of your fans might be experiencing something that you're just, you're kicking them right now.
Yeah.
And I got a problem with that.
Ostracized, they loved it. They grew up with it. You know what I mean? They loved it. They were so excited to be a part of it. And now all of a sudden they're like, oh, I want nothing to do with you. And of course, it's like, at the end of the day, will it hurt their banks? Probably not as much as, as you think it would.
No, because a lot of people don't follow that shit. I mean, it's bad. It's sad, but there's a lot of fans out there that aren't following the news or following what the artist is saying. But
Jordan, there's also people that's like, just love Harry Potter and that's it. You know what I mean? They don't know what's happening. And we try to put that out there too for people out there, because I think it just sucks. And the Fantastic Beasts movies, they flopped. They haven't done doing well because of this whole movement.
Yep.
And Lexi said it is problematic, and I get that it's totally problematic. But I think though, if we would have gone back in time and they had, like Jordan said, opportunity to make a show back then, we would have done this as a TV show. It would have worked.
But they knew they didn't have they wouldn't have got the budget back then. Now you get the budget.
It wouldn't have happened.
With all the streaming services. I mean, you got shows like Halo and all that getting that big money. Yeah. But back then, you wouldn't have been able to survive on cable. But now with the streaming, it could have gone to Paramount, Apple, something. They would have picked it up.
Yeah. Let's ask the thirsty daddy himself, though.
Thirsty daddy.
He's back, everybody. What do you think about Harry Potter coming as a series? Of course, it is problematic with the whole transgender stuff about J.K. Rowling saying that shit, but do you think this makes a better medium for the franchise than the movies did?
I don't think it'll make a better medium. The movies hit so many millions of people. Rowling's, she may be a bitch, but she's entitled to her opinion. I don't agree with it, but she's entitled to that opinion.
Do you think that's going to hurt the box office or like the TV streaming news?
It will a little bit, but overall, if people like the show, regardless of what the author said, they're going to go see it. If they don't like it, they're not going to go see it.
Yeah.
And will it go 10 years? As Ron was saying before my network died, I don't see it lasting 10 years. They might, as he said, they might not like book 3. And they'll
might happen.
Not come back to it. But
and that's
if
the
they
thing.
love the series and they read the books, they'll be glued to it.
A lot of eggs in one basket, GR.
Yeah.
I don't think with television it's all in one basket. But if they like it, they like it.
Do you think they're gonna like we asked this question earlier though? Do you think they would sign all these actors on for 7 seasons?
That's a good joke, Brian.
Well, I mean, it could happen though.
I think that falls under the heading of FFC.
What's that?
Fat fucking chance.
Well, they're young though. But they're be 8 years old.
They're going to be 8 years old. They're going to sign on for anything.
Good point. But mommy and daddy might not.
Do that, Travis Mitchell. You're right. But I think it happened. Like I said, it happened with American Horror Story. They do it. It's a thing in Hollywood where they do this, where they get young kids, they sign them on, or unestablished people. And I think that's what we're gonna do with Harry Potter. I think they'll sign Harry, Ron, and Hermione, 100%. Those 3 locked in for 7 seasons. They want to do 7. They're gonna lock them in.
They'll probably sign all the they'll probably sign all the antagonist kids too. Like what the hell was his arch rival there?
They're attaching freaking Slytherin
yeah,
boy.
What the hell is his name? Yeah. They'll probably sign that guy too for like 7 years.
Malfoy himself.
Malfoy. Yeah, Malfoy.
He'll be dancing like this. We'll sign him up. Malfoy will come in too, dancing and grinding and making it happen. But
I don't think the studios would commit to 7 years up front.
They
really don't.
Well, they want to. Warner Brothers is saying they want to do it. Warner Brothers wants to do the whole thing, GR. They want to dance into Harry Potter world right now. They want to make it happen. They want to make this real.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Harry Potter, GR. Harry Potter.
Excuse me.
I don't know. But this is happening regardless if you love it, you hate it. I think it's problematic. Yes, of course, there is a lot of problems here with this Harry Potter franchise with JK. Again, I will say one more time, I'll say it, as I always say here. You're hired to do a thing, or again, with her, she's a writer. So you started one way, you're broke, living in your car. You make something that's great art. People love it. The children love it. The world loves it. Everyone's so excited about it. You got video games. You got amusement parks. You got everything out there. Everyone's stoked for your franchise. They love Harry Potter. But
you
break your brand.
Sylvester did that.
You break your brand. It's not right.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. Don't break your brand. Take care of people and know that at the end of the day, when you're in entertainment, it's for everybody. It's for everybody. Don't ostracize your fans. If you do, your product will fail or will hurt. End of the day. So if you're an entertainer, you're a creator, you're somebody that does this shit, take care of everybody. Don't think about this person right here. Think about everybody, because you're bringing joy to the world that was not there before. People can smile and turn off from all the bullshit and enjoy their lives.
Well said, Brian. Well said.